Good morning. Good morning, everyone. TGIF. Happy Friday, everyone. Say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. As always, um, share this video. Thank you guys on Instagram. You guys came through yesterday. We finally hit 4,000 followers. So definitely share this video with your friends and your family, so that they too can, get the information that they need for their immigration matter. If this is your first time, say hi in the comment. Let us know it's your first time. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I am personally in Orlando, Florida area. My name is Aisha Chidole. I'm an immigration attorney. Hi, Obiama from Tampa. Hi, Everbless on Instagram. So I represent clients in all 50 states of the United States for their family immigration matter. So, immigration is a federal law, so it doesn't really matter your location. I will be able to assist you just like I've successfully assisted others, all over the United States. And if you're international as well and you have somebody petitioning for you here or that you qualify for, I would love to assist you. My phone number is scrolling down through the ticker on Facebook and TikTok. Otherwise, if you're on Instagram, my phone number is 407-995-6567. You can also send us a WhatsApp message. We don't take calls on our WhatsApp, but you can send us a WhatsApp message if you want us to call you. And the number is 404-333-8751. Zanila, good morning from New York City. That used to be my former stomping ground. Okay, so today I want to talk about what if there are any financial requirements with USCIS as it pertains to filing a VAWA self-petition. As always, I know that there are some people on here who are new, so I'm going to go over a brief explanation of what that is. So for VAWA, for those who don't know, is basically an act that has been passed, in U.S. immigration that allows women, children, and men who are in abusive relationships with either their spouse, who's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, to self-petition for a green card by themselves. Usually, if you're eligible and you qualify and get approved, you get a 10-year green card. It also allows children under the age of 21 to self-petition by themselves as well if their step-parent or their parent that's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder is abusive. If you're between the ages of 21 before you turn 25 and you never filed, but you experience a lot of these things before you turn 21, you can still be eligible as long as we show certain requirements of why you didn't file on time. It also applies to parents whose children have been abusive towards them and they're over the age of 21 and they're U.S. citizens. Okay. In the world of immigration, as I'm sure you guys know, there are many rules as it relates to public benefits, public charge, filing fees, affidavit of support, and all these things. So I just want to break it down for you guys, where it concerns, VAWA cases. So with VAWA cases, you are not required to have a financial affidavit of support. So how like when you submit, a marriage-based petition, you have to submit an I-864. Like somebody has to sponsor you and meet the income requirement to sponsor you. Because VAWA is a self-petition, there is no requirement for you to submit an affidavit or of support financially. So you don't have to worry about who's going to sponsor me, who's not going to sponsor me, because you are self-petitioning, and there's no income requirement. Also, there are certain graces given to victims of VAWA where, if you take certain public benefits as, somebody who's filing a normal marriage-based case, you will have a hard time proving that you're not a public charge and therefore not getting approved because, they don't want you to go taking Medicaid and food stamps and all those things, when you're applying for a green card. But with VAWA, they understand that these people are at the bottom of their stick, if you would, in terms of being in an abusive marriage. And a lot of times they're in financially crippling situations. And that is why, your prima facie determination letter also allows you to get public assistance and public benefits should you need them. So you're also exempt from this, from a financial standpoint. Good morning, Lakeisha from Yonkers on YouTube. And guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, feel free to ask your questions. Today's a laser fast live because I have a meeting. Let me see what time it is. I have a meeting in 10 minutes. So if you have questions, you can ask me your questions, and I will try to answer them. I don't know. Did I lose you guys on Instagram, or can you guys still see me? But anyway, so yeah. So as far as those things, you don't have any of those financial requirements that you normally would if you were filing a marriage-based case. And then let's talk about filing fees. So when you submit an I-360 petition, there are no fees for the I-360 petition forms. However, there is a fee for the adjustment of status. So, most people submit an adjustment of status application along with their VAWA petition unless there is something that is stopping them from submitting it, either during removal proceedings or whatever the case may be. And if you submit an adjustment of status, there is a filing fee for your adjustment of status and your biometrics. But if you're doing a standalone VAWA application, that form itself does not require you to submit a filing fee. So that's basically it. So, from a financial standpoint, a quick rundown summary, you don't need a sponsor, you don't need a joint sponsor, you don't need any other petitioner. That's why it's called a self-petition. You're petitioning for yourself. We'll usually send another form saying that you're exempt from requesting, or you're exempt from having a financial sponsor. Okay, so somebody on Instagram says, when your processing date is present, how soon will you hear from USCIS? So Zanlia, it depends on what it is that you're referring to. What do you mean your processing date is present? What are they processing that you're considering as present? So the question is a bit vague. If you can give me exactly what it is that you're referring to, like, what do you mean, like your work permit, and stuff like that. Basically, if, so I will just give a broad answer. If your processing time has passed or it's present, you should be expecting to receive something. I can't give a specific date of when you receive something, but you should be expecting to receive something. If you don't receive something by that time, and that time passes, you should definitely do an inquiry. There are two ways to do inquiries with USCIS, and that's the first step to try to figure out what's going on. One is via phone, and depending on the kind of application you have, one is via online. Right now it's nightmarish contacting somebody on USCIS, unless you know how to be patient and just wait till a human being picks up the phone. So you can also do an e-service request online, and you will still get the same request number, and they will still respond to you. So, you can also try that as your first step to, getting your stuff together. Okay. And then Nana says, is a public charge still working under President Biden? So there's always been a public charge prior to even President Trump. What it is that you're confusing it with is the I-944. The I-944 was what was working with President Trump. And basically, the I-944 had ridiculous requirements for immigrants, right? So not only, about public assistance, they want you to have health insurance, they want you to have an education, they want you to have, specific health, health qualifications and all of those things, and specific skills. So that is no longer in effect. The I-944 is no longer in effect. However, there is and has always been a public charge rule as it relates to immigrants petitioning. What that means is you should not be taking public assistance if you're an immigrant that does not have your papers, right? You should not be getting, you do not qualify to be taking Medicaid. You do not qualify to be taking food stamps, because those things can affect you from getting your green card. Because they're going to say this person is going to be a ward of the state. Their person filing, the person, let's say the person that's petitioning for you, maybe they're already teetering on the edge of their income requirements. Like, that doesn't look good for you. Now, is that a complete judgment, an absolute no, you're never going to get anything? No, it depends. So this is a discretionary thing. So they will look at, when you submit your application, they will look at if you ever took, let's say, food stamps or Medicaid or one of those things. They will look at when you took it, how long you took it, what is your current income status right now? What is your spouse's current income status right now? And they will use that to determine whether or not you're public charge. But the short answer is, if you're filing for a green card right now, you shouldn't be taking it. Why put yourself at risk of getting a denial? Okay. Good morning, Starboy. Every time I hear that name, Starboy, I think of Wizkid. I don't know if you guys know Wizkid. Is a Nigerian artist that they've been playing on the radio very often these days. He sang the song called Essence. You can Google it. Good morning, Kay. Somebody on Instagram says, how much is the fee for the forms when filing with VAWA for an adult and a child? So you can go on USCIS and type in USCIS. You can Google, let me see how you can Google it. USCIS filing fees or something like that. You type in the names of the forms that you're submitting and however many people you're submitting, and it will do the calculation for you. I don't want to do the calculation for you. So just do that and you'll find it, okay? I have a question. My receipt date for my VAWA is June 29th. This year, I received my prima facie in August. I asked my DSS worker who has my children's case, what do I qualify for as a P? I don't understand your question. What is PA? What is DSS and PA? I'm not sure I understand what that is. Yeah, I don't understand your question, Lakeisha. Prima facie's determination letter is very state specific, what benefits that you're entitled to. Generally, there are three core benefits that you're looking at, which is public assistance. In some states, you're able to get a driver's license. In some states, you're able to get a driver's license, and then financial aid for school. Now, it is very state specific on public assistance. So each state will have, I don't know what state you're in, but each state will have a list of immigrants and who qualifies for what based on what documentation they should present. So what you can do is you can ask that person to check your state. You know, what is the requirement if you're an immigrant who is experiencing domestic abuse to receive public assistance, and then let them go through the list for you, or move higher up in the ladder if that person is not able to answer you to find out what it is. But it's very state specific, so it's hard for me to give you concrete suggestions. So Stanley, good morning, says, as I like to call you. Good morning. Okay, guys, I have to jump off today. I'm sorry, I know this was a quickie. I have a meeting right now, but I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back here next week. Most days I'm here around somewhere between 8:30 to 9:30. But if you hit notification, you'll be notified when I come on live. I generally come on live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. On Wednesdays, I come on live around 11-ish. On Fridays, whenever. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.